This conference will now be recorded.
Hey folks, this is the month of July OCP Nick community update. So we have a smaller amount of people this week likely due to remove the time slot. So anyway, this is recorded so folks can revisit it later. So for this month, there is a couple updates. One is the TFF challenge and solution proposal. Second, we're going to talk about OCP Global Summit submission. Third, we're going to talk about wait, I think this is actually the duplicated. Yeah. And then we're going to talk about SI test fixture. Okay. Without further ado, let's talk about the thermal test fixture. So as we have heard over the last couple of months, we are um, trending towards going on the modification of thermal test fixture for the TSFF. So there are a couple of feedback and offline discussion held with a couple of companies, including Anna, ourselves, and also Jonathan from Intel. So the details are going to be from Anna, and I now pass to Anna to share her screen so we can talk more about that. Anna, are you ready?
Yeah, hello, good morning. And just tell me if you can see my screen. You see it?
Not yet.
Mm. Okay.
Anyone else see it?
Not yet.
Now,
Not yet.
No.
okay, one moment. There is
Mm-hmm.
a problem. So
Yeah.
now,
Yes, it came up.
great.
Yep. Sounds
Okay.
good.
So, what was our concern? We just saw that my proposal that I did flow term and just ignored a few mechanical things was not fit, did not fit the mechanical faceplate of the TSFF test chamber. So in order to fit this mechanics, we need to move a few holes to the side. So what I checked in a flow term, I just moved this holes to a new position, updated position, and rechecked that there is no difference between these two configurations. In this simulation, I also added a cable. For the first geometry, it was QSFPDD, and the second, it was OSFP, just to check that there's also no impact on the cable, because I assume that maybe for ASIC it's less important, this host position, because you know it has a bigger heatsink and it's kind of more in the middle, and the cable just on the side, and maybe we will see some differences in the cable temperature. But as you can see here, for geometry 1, also for cable, also for ASIC, for both airflow directions, cold aisle and hot aisle, in uh, both configurations, we can see very similar results. The difference, maximum difference, is in less than 1 degree, less than half a degree. And so it's quite good results. And also for geometry 2, we see it again. We just see the same temperatures for the both front panels. So this change is totally okay. And that's it. Just update me if we need to just move the holes more, maybe from some other mechanical perspective. So that's it.
Yeah, and geometry 1, geometry 2 just referring to your heatsink differences, right? Between the two.
Yeah, you can see here on this small picture, this was about geometry 1 and geometry 2, just slightly different heatsink and different cables. Here is QSFP-DD, and here it's OSFPs.
Yeah. The core IO did change quite a bit, right? Between the geometry 1 and geometry 2.
Yes, of course. Uh, but it's just different configurations, different heatsinks, different cables. Also here you don't have heatsink on the cable, and for geometry 2 you have just a big heatsink, and it's also OSFP just itself it's bigger, so the power density is lower there, so that's why you see the differences.
Ah, I see. So that is the OSFP one. Yeah.
Yeah, geometry 1, the main reason for this is what its main assumption was here that QS of PDD should be passive. I
Mm.
just wanted to check that if I apply some power here, if I see the differences between these changes in the front panel.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is
that's
one of
good
the
data.
use case, right? One of the use case.
Yeah. Any questions?
Okay.
No, thank you for that
And
Yeah,
data.
I got a question. So what does
Yeah.
this mean as far as certification? We are published on the current bracket, right?
yeah. So
The difference
I
was
think,
between these two.
yeah, given that the current bracket may give a better result than actual, I think it is good for Nick vendor to retest using the modified fixture. That's just my thought. I want to hear from the team because I think that seems to be the safer option.
So we have a time frame of when this will be published.
Jonathan, I think we have simulation data. We have your updated to the do we need to test on actual, or do we think we are confident enough that we can release first? Because the later we wait, the the more problem we might have. It, it should be better than what we have published.
I think it's a good start to release it, and then later
Yeah.
on, if there's any additional with physical data testing, if there's any change, we can bring back to the forum and review and make additional update.
Yeah, just adding to what Jonathan said there at the end, whatever is put together, I mean, obviously this is put together, let me reword that. It just needs to be formalized into a submission, and I know Dell, we want to ensure that the whole community agrees with this, since it is a change. And if it's just a fixture, that is ideal, and we are open to the fixture being changed. But yeah, I'll just kind of stop right there.
Yeah, and one of it is like, yeah, when we test, we know better, and then we make changes. That seems to be the right thing to do. Yeah, we can
I
put up
feel
as
with
a draft. Yeah.
yeah, I feel trying to think what others may ask is seeing some physical data from test results too, besides simulation. I think that'll help others gain confidence in a change like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we put it up as a draft and then view it before the final submission to IC. We get the test data, real test data as well.
I think generally we can test TSFF, our TSFF card and this test chamber. We just need to this update it. We need this updated front panel. That's what we're missing right now.
Yeah, and yeah, as I get the 2D DXF, then I can get the team to get a feel.
Yeah, so if the community is okay with begin the draft process, we'll make drawing of this, have 3Ds, and then update the thermal test area section with requirement for mechanical of tall small form factors. So you have available CAD and 3D as well as parameter on how to build it and how to assemble it into the current SFF thermal test fixture.
Okay, and as long as we don't release it, we can put it as a release candidate. I think that it should be okay. But before we make into an official release, I think we should get the the actual measurement data as well to complement the simulation.
So somewhere have it drafted and um, presented, have the community looked at it and do any test measurement and review it maybe toward the end of the year to or or go into next quarter.
Yep. I think end of year may be a bit late. If we can, it's good to prior to OCP Global Summit, we get the test data. So, and as I understand, there's also another OCP summit topic regarding thermal test fixture that Jason is presenting. So it's good for us to be ready by then, so you can present it together. These are the changes. Or else you will just sit in the wiki for some time before people discover it. I think OCP Global Summit is a time to mention that. To, just my thought. What's the team thought?
Yeah, that sounds good. If we try to do August, September, that would work.
That's good. Jonathan, I haven't checked my email yet. Do you have the 2D DXF ready for me?
So they not yet as of now. If we're
Okay,
okay
yeah.
with the change there, yeah, then I can generate all of that.
Okay, yeah. I think the earlier one you provided to me when I give it to the lab folks, they say they want something that before the ban because they want to laser cut prior to the ban and then they can ban it. The one
Yeah.
that you sent to me is already banned, so they don't know how to unban it. Mhm. Yeah, I didn't hear anyone to say, hey, this is a problem. The simulation looks good. I think we proceeded and we test it out. Hopefully the result is as expected for the simulation.
So there is
Yeah.
one open though. Last one that I sent email in regard to differences in the width. There's an additional 1.2 mm in width. I'm wondering if Anna had a chance to take a look at that, and if you think it may impact your thermal result or anything. And if
Actually,
that's not an issue, I think we can get done with the
I
3D.
Yeah, I understand. I think it's not an issue because we didn't see any problems during our tests. When you have your bracket on the OCP, it's also you have some kind of fingers. So actually, it's
Uh,
just
Jonathan, do you want to bring it up
bigger.
because I think some of us have probably seen the email, but I think some folks have not in the call.
Okay.
That would be good. Yeah,
Let's see if I can bring it up. Give me a minute here, please.
sure.
Okay, hopefully you can see this.
Yeah, seeing your email. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what it is the current SFF thermal test fixture faceplate right now. The width of the faceplate is 72.8 mm. The new TSFF, due to additional customization of the faceplate from the community, so it was adjusted out to 74 mm instead of 72.8 in order to accommodate that. So as a result of that, there's a slight change in there. So that's why I just wanted Anna to take a look at this to see if there's any impact to the thermal at all. But yeah, I definitely agree with Anna that yeah, we have the faceplate with the EMI fingers on the side that's still contacting that. So essentially, it would be the same, even though there's a slight increase about 1.2 mm, but the EMI fingers still block that surface area. So yeah, you wouldn't be getting any significant changes in airflow through there.
In some of the cases during the test, we also can put some kind of tape if we see the real hole here, because our assumption that it's not a case in the server generally. But I didn't pay attention that we have here a problem during the test, so I guess it should be okay.
Jonathan, remind me what was the reason they adjusted to 74 on this TSFF?
So one of our customer faceplate TSFF need a little bit of distance to in order to accommodate for their faceplate. They have a unique faceplate for this, so that's why it's open.
You're unique as opposed to the standard.
Yes.
Why would we accommodate a unique faceplate deviation off the standard?
So this was originally created by Dell, and so they have a one of their faceplate that has a unique, so that's why they created this.
So are so so the faceplate is different than the standard?
I assume so.
and you want to change our standard fixture to accommodate somebody's unique width.
That is what they're saying is that, hey, if you don't have any issue, leave it there. If we have issue, we can change it back.
I guess I
So
just don't.
basically,
I don't get which. I don't. I don't get why we're. I don't get why we're changing the width to something that's not specified, that has no rhyme or reason specified to the faceplate width that we're specifying.
I think this may
Okay.
be
Yeah.
a earlier miss, and then the 74 seems to be able to accommodate the larger one and the smaller one. I think that's why the question whether there's an impact. If there's none, we continue with this. If there is, then we might need to have two different faceplate. One for the
I mean, will
custom,
this cause confusion will this cause confusion later when somebody designs a 74 millimeter faceplate and the EMC fingers are different? Does this have an EMC difference to it?
No, it should not. This is only for thermal test fixture. That's it.
But you understand that you are
Correct.
publishing a thermal text fixture faceplate with an opening that is mysteriously wider than what you specify for the opening that goes with the bracket, right? You're keeping the standard.
Yes.
You're keeping the opening standard at 72.8, correct?
Yep. Yep. So I definitely agree with you. If the community here feel that, hey, we want to maintain that consistency across between SFF to TSFF, then we can feed that back and get it adjusted.
But on the actual thermal test fixture, both works because ultimately we also have a real thermal test fixture contributed by Dell.
Yeah, I'm not questioning.
If you
I'm not
yeah,
questioning it affects the usage. I'm questioning. The 74 millimeter is going to be a magic number in your spec. Magic is in it's you won't be able to back it up, and
yeah,
it's going to be questionable in later
Yep.
revisions with people after we're all gone. They're going to wonder what that's for.
yeah. That's why
seeing
I'm asking the question now.
I'm seeing that now with PCI. So I think it hurts the integrity of the spec. I mean, I have no objections with actually changing the TSFF dimensions to the wider. If you want to just adopt that wider form factor, that would.
I think that will be a very big implication to a lot of system vendors.
I agree. I mean, it's not ideal, but that's kind of the situation you're in. So,
Okay.
but this will, I don't know, not without. I would say this is bad for the spec unless you do some kind of write up as to why you chose 74.
It's just the test fixture, right? I think, let me check the spec. I don't think we changed the spec.
So the spec does not change, just this fixture here.
Yeah.
Right, but I still think it would warrant some words in the spec on this drawing that says why you chose 74.
So what I can do is I can go back and ask the person who created this faceplate originally and said, if we set it back to SFF, will be any issue or concern with your custom part? And then so we'll try to, for it to go into the spec, we would like to have it consistent between SFF to TSFF.
I think that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Jason, you want to say something earlier?
I'm going to let y'all work that through because I think that's what I would say is it. Since we're already talking about making a change to the faceplate, if we all agree, we can change it to 72.8 millimeter, consistent with the spec. If it's not, somewhere Jason alluded to, note why. And I think that sounds reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
So we stay consistent with the spec, but if it needs to change, we state why, and then it gets IC reviewed. What do we think about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, ideally, if we make it the same as the spec, that is the best.
Yeah,
But
and I
we
think
also
we
make
can
sure that
also,
the thermal test we should work with the 72.8, right? I think we also need to make sure that the functionality also works. Will we be able to plug in the card into the thermal test fixture and yeah, whether it works from that angle also. But it's just a faceplate, right? Ultimately, you still have a board behind it or to plug the card. I think.
In the end, it's a faceplate. I do agree with that part. But just ensuring that the community all agrees, I think that's the most important part of it.
Yeah, it'll be a lot easier to explain 72.8 than 74.
I agree it needs to be stated what it is and why. That's what I will say. So I likely feel we'll probably change the faceplate, but let's work that out since we're already making the change anyway, or in the process of proposing releasing a new faceplate change.
Okay. Yeah, if that case, we
So it's a
will
good
update
find.
this year. Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, let's try to move it to 72.8 unless we hit some other issues.
Yeah, it was a good discussion. Thank you.
yep, thanks for everyone input. Okay, I can proceed with adjusting it to 72.8 and get that cat out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but make sure also look into the
Yep.
board behind it too. Yeah, see whether we had other issues. Okay. Let me share the screen. Okay, next topic. Hope you can see my screen. The next topic is the OCP Global Summit. It's in October, as usual, in San Jose Convention Center in California. So far, the presentation and call for extract is now closed. In July 17th week, which is next week, presenter that was being selected will be notified. So we have two topics I will share later under consideration. And as for the experience lab demo, I already submitted a space on behalf of OCP Nick. So we'll be notified on July 26th whether we get selected. Based on some offline conversation with OCP Foundation, they at least Bijan, the CTO, seems to like our topic. But then let's see when they will notify us officially after they get all the submissions. I also intend to see more companies participate in the demo this round as COVID have been passed, and hopefully we see more attendees and presentations and demo. The two abstracts being submitted and being under consideration is the OCP NIC in this year, the topic on about 800G, TCHN6, and also the test integrations. And another one is talk about terminal performance for higher speed OCP NIC. So these are the two abstract that being considered. Yeah. So far, based on what I can see in the submission tool, I think this two has some interest from the server work group folks. Yeah, hopefully we get selected. That will be known next week. Next,
Excuse
I'll
me.
pass. Yes.
Excuse me. So there
Yes,
is
Eric.
no mask required to attend OCP, right? Because I think what you said, the COVID-19 already behind us. Is that true?
Is there no mask to attend? What do you mean?
What, do we still have to wear masks like
Oh,
in a
the
public?
mask.
Yeah,
I don't think so, but I don't have official guidance.
I see.
I think unlikely they will mandate masks. They likely be you can wear it or you don't wear it just like everywhere else. Yeah, but if you
When,
yeah
yeah, when
if
you
there's a
register,
concern for you to join, then I will actually go and ask for details. It's just
yeah, when you register, there's a long terms and conditions, and it'll discuss mask and risk and such. So if you have concerns, I definitely would get some coffee and read through that set of terms and conditions.
Okay, thank you.
Next, I'll pass to Jason to talk about SSS fiction.
Yes. So CLB, we just still needs to present at the IC meeting to release the designs to Wiki. If anyone needs access to the collateral, I have a OneDrive I can add you if you hadn't already been added prior. Just really vacations and covering for other people on vacation. If you work with John Lewis, he does a lot. And unfortunately, when he's out, my work almost doubles. On the CBB, we should have units arriving the 19th, so that's next week. I should have at least one silicon vendor that's willing to sign up to do some initial testing, and then Keysight had done testing on the CLB, and they had said prior that they're going to do testing. I just need to ping them again when I have the boards, but I should have two folks doing testing, and I should have results that I can post. And anyone needs any other results earlier, I can let y'all know.
Yep. And I think Eric previously state interest to help test this. Jason, do you have additional
Yeah, if one
review
of the
for
other
it?
two doesn't sign up, I can reach out to Eric.
Okay.
That sounds good. Yeah, thanks, Eric. That's it
Okay.
for me.
Hopefully, yep, works on first try on this one.
Well, it's the second or third board now, so hopefully.
Yep. Hopefully no manufacturing issue, you know. That is a part that you wouldn't know.
I've stated my love of these MMPX connectors. They're a joy, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, and that's all we have for this week. Any other topic you want to cover? Yeah, if not, that will be it. Thanks for all joining us today.
Thanks,
you.
Damon. Thanks, Anna.